side of the home team, that's Peterborough, where the red and the blue are the next sides. This is heat number 1. Starting marshal moves away. Up go the tapes, and Jason Crump gets a flyer on the inside. And going round the outside is Jan Anderson. They're coming through. Look at Mark Loram once again. And the race will probably be stopped here because going down there is Jan Anderson. Our referee is still letting it go at the moment, but Jan Anderson is lying on the track. It is now going to be stopped. And, well, disappointment for Jan Anderson, but I'm not quite sure what happened there, PC, but our referee will have to make a decision, and he is excluding this man in blue, Jan Anderson, and that's not the start that Peterborough wanted.
Yeah, well, I think the problems, like Sam said earlier on, the track is a little bit wet and slippery. It's been a lot of water gone on that track. We can see the start here. That is Jan Anderson in the blue helmet. Jason Crump's made a good start with him, but when they get to the middle of the turn, when Jan is on the outside, he hits some of that water there as Mark Loram comes past. Mark actually takes his front wheel away. Didn't see that at the time, but really, it was pretty, I would say that all 4 riders should have been back in that one, because Mark Loram there did impede Jan Anderson. Jan did go down there, and it was caused, I think, by Mark Loram, so I think that's a little bit harsh from the referee.
Well, obviously, Jan Anderson there is making his way to the phone. Controversy right from the start here, and Susie Perry in the pits, I'm sure, has got Jan Anderson with her right now.
It's got to be first bench bunching, Chris.
In fact, it's
Tony, I
Jim
have got Jan with me. He's just taking his helmet off. I'll see if I can grab a quick word. You can see Jim's on the phone to the referee there. Jan, how did you see that?
He just took my front wheel away, you know, and there's nothing I couldn't do a bloody thing there, so, you know, I can't believe I'm excluded.
OK, let's just go back and see if I can just grab a quick word with Jim. Jim?
Well, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, Mark's took his front wheel off him, which is not Mark's fault. It's first Ben bunching, and he's knocked him out of the bloody race. It's ridiculous, you know. That's what spoils meetings like this. I mean, he's sitting there nicely in 3rd place at worst, right? And he's excluded from the race. Oh.
Tony, this happens time and time again.
Mark Loram goes from gate 2. A space to Matty Furrion, the Poole rider's colleague on the outside. Now, last 2 meetings for Peterborough. Loram has been beaten by an opponent in 3. This is the crunch. Away they go. Crump's got it exactly where he wants. Furrion is way at the back. Loram is chasing Crump down the back straight. Crump's speed takes him away, opens the gap to 10 metres, and the task is going to be mighty tough for Mark Loram if he's going to stop Jason Crump taking the checkered flag here.
Yeah, there's lots and lots of grip out there on the track. You see a lot of riders, a lot of people talking about tracks not having enough dirt on, but the track staff have put a lot of dirt on. They've watered it right through to the base, and some of the riders don't like it when it's like this, but certainly early on the racing's a little bit more difficult until the track sorts itself out.
Well, Jason Crump is the track record holder here. Jason Crump is going mighty fast down the back straight with a lap and a quarter to go, and Jason Crump for the Peterborough Panthers is going to take this one, providing he doesn't have a mechanical catastrophe on the remaining 3/4 of a lap, because he's way ahead of Mark Loram, and Matty Furrion at the back could be in another race, because Jason Crump is going to take this as he comes round the top bend in the checkered flag ahead of Mark Loram and Matty Furrion. That's 3-all for the heat, with Jason Crump taking that. 3-all, of course, progressively. Peterborough Panthers 3, Poole Pirates 3. Controversy at the start, but the point shared, and Jason Crump showing his true worth here, lightning fast for the Australian from the Gold Coast.
Pretty much. I mean, I didn't see exactly what happened behind me, but pretty tough decision on Jan, I think, in the first corner, especially in heat 1 of a big match.
Yeah, look. I mean, it was obvious to everybody that's seen, especially after the replay, that maybe the justice wasn't correct on Peterborough's part. But you made amends and went out there and made the start.
Well, Jason, I think we can have a look at what happened behind you, and this is that first corner. Yeah. You can see Mark Loram on the left and Jan on the right.
Right.
How do you see it?
A little bit untidy. Feel a bit sorry for Jan after that, but I will say in Mark's defence that it is very grippy right on the inside line. I think it maybe caught him out, straightened him up a little bit, and he didn't have much of an opportunity apart from run into Jan, but I think the referee may have made a bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, does that happen often here?
It can do, Sam. You know, the inside line gets very tacky, and it doesn't look all that grippy, but it can catch you out.
Looking at it from here, I mean, we're in the studio where there's bright lights, but when you go outside, it seems a little bit dull on the racetrack, and maybe the referee can't really see what's going on that far over.
Possibly. We're trying to raise £20,000 to get some new lights in here for next year, and possibly that's the answer.
But it looked like you made amends out of it, went out there, made the start.
Yeah.
How's the track conditions suiting you?
It's a little bit patchy, a little bit slippery in places, but a very major grippy spot here, and I certainly hit it on the first turn of the rerun and got a lot of drive, you know.
think that's due to the sand they put down on the inside to keep the water off of it?
Possibly, yeah. It's all bitten in and a little bit too wet there, but very grippy there now.
Well, well done again. A good start for Jake.
Ollie Allen, the guest rider who rides for Swindon, who goes for Poole on the inside, who used to ride here for Peterborough. It's Jesper Olsen, the 32-year-old Dane who rides for Newcastle. He's going for Peterborough as a guest here in place of the absent Mario Giroux. Magnus Zetterstrom, gate 3, and David Howe, the 17-year-old youngster, goes from the outside. That remains to be seen. There's the lineup as we look down on them from the top of the stand. It's dead level as we start. Heat number 2. Away goes the starting marshal. Away go the riders. Down on the inside and keeping it down is Ollie Allen. Allen picks it up. Zetterstrom going wide, coming through in red. That is Jesper Olsen. A good effort by him, but look at the man out front. Ollie Allen, who has raced here for Peterborough, but going round him as if he's standing still is Jesper Olsen. And the 2 guests are in front, but back in blue is David Howe in 3rd place. Back at the rear is Magnus Zetterstrom. That's a surprise. This heat has turned on its head, PC.
Yeah, well, Ollie Allen had a great start there, but Jesper Olsen, the guest, managed to sneak round him. Jesper's looking a bit ragged at times, though. He really needs to calm it down a little bit and stay on that bike, because those 3 points could be very, very important.
A battle in 2nd place indeed. He's hotting up behind this man, because look how tight it is there, because coming through on the inside is David Howe. He's putting his man under pressure, and David Howe, if he gets by, will make it a 5-1 to the home team. Desperately close on the bend as Howe goes through in 2nd place. What racing we have here. This is going to be a 5-1. Could be the telling heat, because look at the guess. Jesper Olsen takes that in red. In 2nd place, his teammate and partner is David Howe. Back in 3rd place in white is Ollie Allen, who flattered to deceive, and a disappointing Magnus Zetterstrom is right at the rear. That's a 5-1 indeed to the home side. They now lead by 8 points to 4. Just the start they wanted. The reserves heat going the way of Peterborough from the start in the end.
Yeah, well, it just shows you that Ollie Allen learnt his trade here at Peterborough. We can see there in the white helmet, he makes a great ride round that first corner, very, very tight in that dirt that Mark Loram had problems with in Heat 1. But at this point there, he's pulling away down the back straight as he heads away from Jesper Olsen. And again, we can see the start again. Ollie Allen doesn't make the start initially, but when he gets to the first turn, he gets right down, very, very low, right round that inside, right round the curve there. When he pulls onto the back straight, he's got the best angle, but trying very hard. Jesper Olsen was still there with him. Jesper carried on, he maintained that outside run, and here he is now. He's got his leg right back on the bike there as he comes onto the back straight. Fantastic picture there, all that dirt there flying around, but Jesper Olsen's just got the speed to pull round the outside of Ollie Allen, and again, Ollie Allen again, now he's come under pressure now from David Howe. David's tried that inside line, and David just manages to sneak by on the inside.
Well, a tremendous heat, and the winner, Jesper Olsen, the 32-year-old Dane from Newcastle, in form at the moment in the Premier League, and looking in form here tonight. He's with Jonathan and Sam.
Yeah, he's looking in great form, and it's never easy to come in as a guest rider, especially with a team vying for the Elite League, but you've started well.
Yeah, I mean, I knew roughly what I had to go out and do there, because the track is very grippy early on, so I had to make a good start and get across. And it just happened, and it was good.
How'd you feel? You looked a little bit raggy at the first couple of laps and stuff like that. Was it difficult to track?
Yeah, obviously it's a track I'm not very well used to. We only come here maybe once a year. I don't race big tracks very often.
Yeah.
So I'm more a small track rider, really. So I needed a couple of laps to settle in, really.
I think you took advantage of the experience over Oliver.
Yeah, that's right.
Good.
Yeah,
that was a good job.
Enjoyed that.
Well done again, Jesper. We'll let you get back and set up for the next one.
Captain goes from K3, and the World Under-21 champion, Lee Richardson, goes from the outside for Poole. Remember, plenty of action, and it's 15 heats throughout the home team, Peterborough, where it's
To the tapes.
There we go then, this is heat number 3, away he goes, Ron Sullivan jets from the tapes on the inside, cuts across, but look who's going through, Gary Havelock, but away goes Sullivan down that back straight, with Havelock in pursuit at the back. Problem certainly for Lee Richardson. In 3rd it's Nigel Sadler, but look at the speed of Ron Sullivan. He's opened up a 15-metre gap with just one lap gone. The Peterborough captain is absolutely flying.
Yes, Ryan made a great start there, didn't he? Poor Lee Richardson on the outside. It was a long way to come down from the outside position, but there, right in front, Ryan Sullivan riding very, very well. And I think when this dirt has moved off, when this wet dirt's moved to the outside, we're going to get some great racing, but at the moment it's a bit strung out.
Bit strung out indeed there, looking back. That's the man in blue, Nigel Sadler. He's got work to do, but certainly in second place, the man in white is Gary Havelock. It really is stretching out. Ron Sullivan, as he goes into the final lap, picking up exactly the line, the style, the position on the track of Jason Crump, who won the first heat with such distinction. And now there's 150 metres between first and last, but first is Ron Sullivan in red, second in white there is Gary Havelock, third in blue is Nigel Sadler. That's a 4 points to 2 to the home team Peterborough, who now lead by 12 points to 6 with just 3 heats gone. It's going well for the home fans and well for the team captain by this man, Ron Sullivan, in the red helmet.
We usually start slow, the Pirates, even at home. Usually only like get a couple of points up after 6 or 7 races, and we usually come on strong at the end.
Going like a train, you said?
Something like that.
6 points behind, so there is a little bit of ground to make it, but it's such a fast track here, isn't it? It's different to Poole.
It's probably the fastest track in the country. You know, it's like a big circle. You just ride flat out and hang on. And you know, when you haven't been here for a while, it takes you a race or two to get back up to speed. Everybody's going so quick around here. The riders who ride here every week, they're used to it. And you know, I think we did this last time when we were here, we were about 10 or 12 points down, and we managed to come back and get a draw. But it's going to be difficult tonight. But you know, we're going to try and hang in there and see what we can do.
The teams that we've seen come here have been totally demoralised and just lost it completely. And the team spirit's gone out the wall. Everybody's still up for it here.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good to know. Good, good. That's what we like.
Peterborough. Magnus Zetterstrom of Poole goes from gate 2. Sam Taysar from gate 3 and Scott Nicholls from gate 4. Those two had the dust up in the match last week, and Nicholls guested for Ipswich. Starting marshal there is Peter Thompson. Starting marshal walks away, away they go. The man at the back is left there, but Zetterstrom almost goes on the grass there and takes the man wide in front of him, Sam Taysar. And the two Poole riders are putting Taysar, the race leader, under pressure. Sam Taysar in front now for the home club Peterborough. But look at the chase is on, because Magnus Zetterstrom's in second place. Scott Nicholls is third. At the back it's David Howe, who's not at the races, but the challenge is on down that back straight. And Zetterstrom is now out in pursuit. What a race here, BC.
Yeah, this is crucial for Poole. Scott Nicholls now, this is his first ride. He's getting to learn this track because we know he's very, very quick. And Sam Taysar leading this race from the start. But the Poole boys, these 3 points are going to be quite crucial to them right now.
Well, it's going to be yet another heat winner in red for the home side if it stays like this with just over a lap to go. Sam Taysar has time to look back. When he looks back, he sees Magnus Zetterstrom, the Swede, and in white, Scott Nicholls, the two riders for Poole. Tailed off at the rear is David Howe now. This is going to be a share of the points here, but the race winner yet again is going to come from Peterborough. The applause greets the man in red ahead of Magnus Zetterstrom in yellow, Scott Nicholls in white. But the race winner, the flying Czech, Sam Taysar, really bouncing along there and producing another heat win. Although the aggregate 3 points apiece, it's now 15 points to 9. Poole goes from the inside. Ron Sullivan, a heat winner already, goes from gate 2. Mark Loram goes from gate 3. And Nigel Sadler from the outside is the second Peterborough rider. Now for the tapes, I wonder if he may get gate for the change. He's right next to Sullivan, away they go. Sullivan can't keep it down, Loram does. Loram is taken wide, but look who's going through. Matty Fane on the inside, and Ron Sullivan again has picked it up, and Ron Sullivan is going clear. Loram is being held up by his teammate Fane and is now back in third place. Right at the back is Nigel Sadler, but Ron Sullivan looks jet propelled. Don't mention Concorde, he's flying.
He's flying, he's riding that very fast outside line very early. There's lots of grip low down, but he's not using that. He's riding the outside run, getting the momentum up, getting the speed up like a giant elastic band, and he's just pulling away from the opposition.
Well, the man in second place is Matt Furrier. Mark Loram is back in third. No contest for Nigel Sadler at the back. This is going to be another share of the points indeed, and Poole will keep in touch here. But what a ride by Ron Sullivan. He and his colleagues have all picked up the same line so far. All have worn the red helmet colour, and each of the red helmet men has taken the checkered flag. This will be 5 times in a row, and Ron Sullivan, for the last quarter of a lap now, approaches the checkered flag. He will see it waved in front of him. In yellow in second place, Matt Furrier. Third in white, that is Mark Loram. They're packing in behind. It's another share of the points, but it's 18-12 with a chance for tactical substitutes, with Peterborough being the team in front. The Peterborough Panthers lead the Poole Pirates by 18 points to 12, and Ron Sullivan is greeted by the fans for his second heat victory of the night.
Started just as you wanted, hadn't you?
Yeah, things have been going well, you know. Jan was very unlucky in the first heat, and I think it got him, you know, on a bit of a downer, and just got to get him worked back up again, because, you know, he could be a real turnaround for us, and I think he's our real key figure.
talking as a true captain, you know, not talking about his race, he just won the thing.
Yeah.
He was talking about the guys on the team. That's really good to see. Ryan, you look really fast out there. I know Mark just about got you out of the start, but you just pulled away from him.
Yeah, I didn't really make the start. I lifted, and I changed the bike after the first one because I didn't make it then either, really. But I lifted a bit too much, and Matty Furden really made a good one into the turn, and I knew I had to really run him wide. See there, I lift, and I'm not really going forward, I'm just going up. But I get it down and then had a good run. Knew I had to sort of mess Mark up a little bit, take his line. And I just ran really wide here, and it's ever so deep out there now, and managed to get my wheels in line and get a nice run.
What are you going to be doing now when you go back into the camp to tell the boys? You're just saying that Jan's struggling a little bit down on what's going on? And
yeah, you know, I think maybe it just got to him, you know, because I think it was a little bit unfair.
Sure.
That decision.
Any of the changes that you would, you know, talk to the guys about now that you've been on the track for the second time?
Yeah, the track's starting to change a little bit. You know, it's quite greasy in places, but it's very deep in other places. And, you know, if you get right out wide, it's a bit inconsistent and hard to ride, but, you know, you can get a fast line and get your wheels in line, and it smooths it out a little bit as well.
Yeah, it looks good.
Well done, Ryan. We'll let you get back to the pits.
Best of starters. You really, it's difficult when you can't gate here because there's such track specialists, aren't they? But normally you can do it from the back, and you're struggling a bit tonight.
Yeah, normally I love it from behind, and oh, sorry. No, it's not been very good tonight because the track's a bit wet and a bit heavy in places, and you know I'm getting filled in a bit, and I've got a good bike, but that seems to be spinning and digging holes in the wrong places, so things aren't working at the moment. But I think I'm going to try my other bike. You know, I've got nothing to lose. I certainly don't feel very quick in that one.
Okay, what about the track conditions out there? I mean, how is that? It's obviously not suiting you very well at the moment. It's a very fast track here. Do you think that the new bike's going to make a big difference?
I certainly hope so. This is the one I rode. I'm now going on what I rode here last time, and it went well. So I'm just hoping that it's a little bit less power, believe it or not, and get more of the power to the ground. Because at the moment, my other one is my best bike, and it's just too much. I'm just spinning up on the slippery surface. It's just a load of muck on top. You know, it's not very good, really.
Okay, Mark, well, we wish you luck for the best, for the rest, even. And
Anderson goes to the inside, unlucky first time out. Scott Nichols for Poole goes from gate 2. The almost unbeatable round here, Jason Crump, goes from gate 3. And Ollie Allen, of course, a Peterborough asset who now rides for Swindon, riding as a guest tonight. He goes from the outside. Won't want to get too far behind. They're 6 points behind now. The outside gate yet to win a heat again, the figures show. And away we go. Oh, all sorts of catastrophes here. Tapes are broken. I just wonder who caught that. It looks as if it caught the mudguard there, and I wonder if anybody will be excluded. We'll have to wait and see here, but it'd be quite interesting to see what happened. Look at this, PC.
Yeah, I think the tape was held really from the outside there. The tape didn't seem to move, and this is possibly a starting gate failure we've got there. The gate didn't raise on the gate 4. You can see Ollie Allen there. The tape hadn't gone up for him. Ollie's on the very outside, and we see it from that angle. Perfectly clear to see that there. The tape didn't go up on the outside, and poor Ollie Allen never had a tape rise for him. He just sat there.
Well, I think the tape's malfunctioned on the outside, went up on the inside, but not on the outside.
Absolutely. But in terms of everything tonight, it's just it's going quite well for you, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, I think we're going to need to have a lead going into the last half of the meeting because Poole are a very strong team. Last time they were here, they pulled back on something like a 12-point lead that we had at one stage and got us back to a draw in the last heat. So, you know, we've got to be on our toes all night, that's for sure.
Talking about your toes, what's this about you doing a full Monty at the end of the season, stripping off?
No, that was your story, Susie. The story from me is that one lucky person from Peterborough who buys a raffle ticket will end up with my special Jason Crump painted helmet and my red Peterborough suit and my specially made Daytona boots. As an incentive for one of the regular weekly spectators.
Okay, well that's great. Good luck in this one. Hope the tapes work. They look like they're going back out again. So.
At the end of the day, the bike I'm riding is my best one, you know, but it's not getting the power to the ground, and underneath's really slippery, and I'm spinning, and then it's taking off and giving me a bit of a funny ride. So I don't feel very comfortable at the moment.
Do you think that's probably because there's still a lot of moisture in the track, or?
Yeah, the base is dead hard, and then they got that sloppy stuff. You know, you rode it earlier, that sloppy stuff on top. And I got a bit too much power in that bike, so I'm going to change to the other bike now and just see if I can get a bit more to the ground.
What's the general feelings in the camp over there? I mean, is all the guys having similar troubles, or is this something that you're having, or?
I think I haven't really had a lot of time to talk to the other boys. I've been busy sorting my own stuff out, but I think a few of them are having that problem. But Avi seems to be going right in his first one, so let's just hope we can hold it together and I can get my act together.
So your second bike's going to basically be a little bit less powerful, as you mentioned earlier.
It should be, I certainly hope so.
Do you think it'll be strong enough to get yourself out of the box, get out of the start?
Yeah, I don't think that'll be a problem, because although there's a bit of dirt there, they're not real grippy.
I mean, you did make the start over Ryan, the initial jump and the initial drag race to the corner. You made that, but you ended up getting pushed out, like you said, you just got too much.
That's it, it's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Got a bit of a shove and then a face full of dirt.
Well, I'm glad to say the tapes are repaired so we can get back and get on track in this meeting, but...
Side, that is Jan Anderson. Gate 2 belongs to Scott Nichols of Poole. Jason Crump, lightning from the start here tonight, goes from Gate 3. And the guest rider, Ollie Allen, who races for Swindon at the moment, a former Peterborough rider here, Jason Crump. Starting marshal walks away. This time the tapes go up properly and Jason Crump gets away. The man on the inside is Jan Anderson. It's Peterborough 1 and 2 and the riders at the back from Poole have an awful lot of work to do, because now just a little bit of team riding out front and it'll go all the way of the Peterborough riders. They've done it just right here for this one, Peter.
Yeah, if you watch Jason Crump now, Jason's going to ride very, very wide so as not to throw that wet shale all over his teammate Jan Anderson. But now in the white helmet, Scott Nichols is really having a go. He's got the bit between his teeth now as he seems to be catching Jan Anderson.
We can forget about this man, Jason Crump, out front, because the battle is joined in second place now. There in the blue helmet colours, Jan Anderson battling to hold off the man behind him, Scott Nichols. But there's quite a battle there as Jason Crump stretches his lead out front with a lap to go. And I think there's probably too much for Scott Nichols in third place to do to catch the man in the blue helmet colours, Jan Anderson. But Jason Crump out front, we can see the distance between him and the second place man. And now Scott Nichols trying to close that gap, isn't going to be able to do so. And this is going to be a 5-1, the second 5-1 of the night. Goes with the two riders packing in red and blue out front for the home team Peterborough. In white, it's the third place man, but now a 5-1 there opens up a gap, and it's 23 points to 13 now with 6 heats gone in favour of the home. Goes from the inside for Poole. Gate 2 for Sam Tazar, the check for Peterborough, winner last time out. Lee Richardson goes from Gate 3. He came last in his first ride. And Jesper Olsen, the guest rider from Newcastle, the 32-year-old Dane, goes from the outside. There we then look down on him. Starting marshal happy, he goes away. So too is the referee now as he lets them away on the inside. Gary Havelock picks it up ahead of Sam Tazar. Tazar's going wide. Havelock will try and take him there. Tazar picks it up. Richardson will have to catch Havelock, but Gary Havelock has got to take on the man in front, and Sam Tazar is having a battle. Havelock is there. Havelock's in close touch. A tremendous battle. Havelock gets the drop there. Tazar goes round the outside. What a battle we have here. Tazar using the track knowledge. Havelock trying to use the space and ease him wide, with 2 races developing, but still Havy's a bit to do.
Yes, Gary Havelock was really trying that inside line there, and he was making good use of it early on, but now he's realised that Sam Tazar is on the quick line out wide, and now Gary's joined him out there on the racing line.
The battle for third place is tight. It's being held there by Lou Richardson at the moment, ahead of Jesper Olsen. But out front again, this is going to be a 3-all and a share of the points as Poole continue to keep in touch. But it's Peterborough who once again are going to provide the heat winner, and for the 7th heat in a row, as the checkered flag beckons here, it's going to go to the man in red here. He takes that to Sam Tazar, ahead of in white Gary Havelock. In third place in yellow and black is Lee Richardson. Limping to the tapes is Jesper Olsen. It's 3 points apiece, the heat score. There is Jesper Olsen, disappointed with that. It's 26-16 still.
I'm not too bad. I'm not better than I was yesterday and the last few days, but I'm still not 100% like.
You tried an inside line and it looked as though for a while it might have worked out, but is it the wrong line now? You've seen it and not been able to pull it off?
Yeah, there's a little bit down the inside on this corner, but I think it's a bit too early to be using it. You usually find here later on in the meeting when the dirt gets too far out that Peter will go back to the inside. And
well, we can see it here. Let's take a look, and this is you in action, and now we can get a closer look at it.
Yeah, I just I keep lifting out the start too bad, and Sam just got there ahead of me, so I decided to try and go around the inside.
You did have a position a couple times during the straightaway where you could have pinched him off if you'd moved out. Did you feel comfortable about that, or
yeah, just coming out that first corner there, I sort of drifted off the line a bit and hit a slick patch and got the bike a little bit sideways and just scrubbed my speed off. Yeah. I give him a chance to run around me.
Yeah. What do you think the plans are? You guys going to go for some tactics now? Now that you guys, I mean, you're losing by. Well, you're 10 points down now, so I mean, what's
I think
feeling?
Neil will probably start putting some tactical substitutes in, and you know, see if we can pull it back. We've been 10 points down plenty of times away from home and pulled it back before, so it's going to be a tough one tonight, but we're going to keep trying.
Well, you seem to like get the form of the track now, so I think you're probably one of the guys that they probably want to use.
Yeah, as I said to Susie earlier, it's a strange track when you don't ride here for a while. You come here and everybody's going so fast. It takes you a couple of rides to get up to pace and set the bike up. But we're getting there. Hopefully, we can get a couple of wins.
So we shouldn't count you out at any point then?
No.
That's what I wanted to hear. We'll let you get back to the pits.
Cheers.
Good one, Gary.
Goes from the inside. It's David Howe for Peterborough. Goes from gate 2, the 17-year-old. The Slovenian Matti Furjan goes from gate 3. And it's Jan Anderson, the former Peterborough captain, who goes from the outside, the Dane. That's the lineup. Zetterstrom, Howe. So far, the Peterborough men have got it just about right. The starting marshal moves away, up we go, and away on the inside goes Magnus Zetterstrom. His teammate and partner, Matti Furjan, is with him, and Poole have the 2 men in front, but look at the man coming round the outside. Jan Anderson, the time for team riding from Poole. They're out front now. They've changed their line, they've changed their position, and the manager's decision looks just about right.
Yeah, dead right. These two guys are really flying, and they're showing their true potential now in this one. Zetterstrom is having a great ride, but Matti Furjan is flying as well, and this is just what Poole need now to put them back in the match, Tony.
Well, exactly what you said, Peter. Poole will come good. They will close the gap by a further 4 points, and oh, look at the brilliant ride there coming through on the inside by Jan Anderson, but he takes his man off, and I just wonder whether Zetterstrom will have to see what our referee has to say, because he's excluding, I think, Jan Anderson, and there's going to be controversy here because Anderson is going to go out for the second match for the second ride in 3, and our referee Chris Gay has made a controversial decision. But with Magnus Zetterstrom lying down there, we will have a rerun, and Jan Anderson will be excluded, deeming to be the prime cause of that stoppage in bringing down Magnus Zetterstrom. It's going to be very interesting to see that again. He's clearly got an injured leg, but really, Peter, the tactics there, well, they were going well, Poole, and then it all went wrong. Look.
Yeah, we can see that Anderson on the inside just gets a little bit too much grip on the inside, and he runs straight into the side there of Zetterstrom. I mean, really, Anderson was at fault there. Now, Zetterstrom hits that fence quite hard and bends that leg pretty badly. He seems to be holding his leg. We can see another angle of that one there. Anderson comes through, pushes Zetterstrom off straight into the fence there, and he landed very, very awkward there as he went in leg first.
Well, sadly for Magnus Zetterstrom, there is the ambulance. It looked to be changing, or the fortunes looked to be going the way of the Poole Pirates with that one. They were coming back into it. They had a 5-1 for the taking. Jan Anderson went by Magnus Zetterstrom, took him wide. The result is Magnus Zetterstrom on the track. The oxygen is there to help out, and this is desperately disappointing because the stretch has been called for, and I wonder how seriously hurt Magnus Zetterstrom is. This could hit the Pirates' chances with a vengeance, Peter, sadly.
Yeah, Magnus has caught his leg on the fence quite badly. He stopped quite soon when he hit the fence with his leg, and there he's got the oxygen, so he must be in quite a bit of pain. He took his goggles off and his helmet pretty quickly, knew it was his leg, and I just hope that it's not anything really serious.
Well, the 27-year-old Swede looks in some pain there, and his teammates are showing considerable concern. The meeting was boiling up. The heat was boiling up. We had a race on our hands, and well, this perhaps will change things. I'm sure that Peterborough won't want to win it by default, but clearly, as you analyse that, Peter, clearly Jan Anderson was at fault, and I think we can look at it again just to emphasise the point.
Yeah, the two riders were very close, but we can see that from now that Red Jan Anderson rode the inside line, got too much grip and rode straight into the side of Magnus Zetterstrom, and I think the way he went down there, immediately it was a leg problem, but certainly Jan Anderson was at fault. Here we are again. At this point, they're very, very close. Jan Anderson hits him with his back wheel, straightens Zetterstrom up. Zetterstrom is trying to control that bike, but has to go down. That point of impact there is when his leg catches the fence and throws his weight over his leg, and I think we've got at least a pretty bad ankle injury there at the very least.
I just wonder whether that crucial injury there might hamper, hinder, indeed perhaps spoil completely the chances of Poole of taking the league, because Magnus Zetterstrom has been the highest scoring reserve in recent weeks.
Racing incident, so let's take that first. How did you see it?
Well, it's difficult from where we stand to get a good view. I mean, I think Jan came up, Magnus was riding wide, Jan came up the inside and picked up a bit of grip and just collided with him, and Magnus came off, like, you know. it's just one of them things, you know. Unfortunately, we ride in a dangerous spot and things like this happen.
Yeah. Okay, we'll give you more news on Magnus as soon as we've got it. So back to Sam and John.
Replacement, I believe, and they're going to try to take full advantage of the fact.
All right, then, let's join our commentary team once again of Peter Collins and Tony Miller.
John's injury, so just 3 riders. Poole looking to pull it back. They use the tactical substitute, and he gets away first in Lee Richardson. He's on the inside, going round the outside in white. That's Matty Furrier, and David Howe is left. Oh, a great piece of tactical riding there, because on the inside there, Lee Richardson held up the man and allowed his own partner to go round the outside. Great riding for Poole.
Yeah, the 2 Poole boys there knew exactly what they were doing. They both were looking for each other, both waiting for each other. David Howe used that bit of grip on the inside, which caused that earlier crash, but it didn't work for him, and now the Poole boys are on a 5-1.
Yes, Poole are going to get exactly what they wanted. The tactical substitution is going to work, and they're going to close the gap to 6 points, and they can even use a tactical substitute in the next race if it stays like this to redress the balance. With a lap and a quarter to go, providing no mechanical fault develops. Now out front is Matty Furrier, the Slovenian. He's in front of Lee Richardson, who's coming as a tactical substitute, and David Howe is way at the back. This is going to be the first heat advantage, the first individual heat winner. And could it be a turn of the tide for Poole? Because in the white helmet colours, Matty Furrier wins it. Ahead there of his teammate and partner, Lee Richardson. Disappointment for David Howe, but a 5-1 to the visitors. It's now 27-21. And certainly in the next heat, Scott Nicholls is there. Well, we're going to have to see what they can do to pull it back. They can use a tactical substitute, and I understand that Mark Loram will be coming out. This meeting could change drastically. Scott Nicholls on the inside for Poole. Nigel Sadler, the Aussie for Peterborough, goes from gate 2. Mark Loram is a tactical substitute, the Grand Prix man. The Flyer, he goes from gate 3. But Ron Sullivan, will he be the first man to win from that outside gate? Well, we'll have to wait. Starting Marshall walks away. The start is important here. The man in white, Scott Nicholls, picks it up on the inside and does. Going around the outside in red like a train is Ron Sullivan, but he's taken wide and held up there well by Scott Nicholls. But work to be done for Mark Loram at the back. The tactical substitute has to work. But look at this as Ron Sullivan goes round the outside yet again. His teammate and partner Nigel Sadler's coming through on the inside. Scott Nicholls is in second, holding it just. Mark Loram, the tactical substitution, not working here. Something wrong perhaps with his gearing, but nothing wrong with Ron Sullivan out front.
Yeah, Scott Nicholls slipped up there. He had the lead and he let the boys past him. The Peterborough boys know the quick way round the outside. Ryan Sullivan was so close to the fence there, but he knew he got the speed to carry on round the outside of Scott Nicholls. Now Scott's back in second place, and poor Mark Loram struggling at the back.
Well, it's not often we see Mark Loram last. Scott Nicholls is battling valiantly in second place. Ron Sullivan is now set out front for his 3rd heat victory in a row. And Ron Sullivan is going to take the checkered flag. Coming through in second place, just is Scott Nicholls. Ahead of in 3rd place in blue, Nigel Sadler. Mark Loram tailed off at the back. That's 4 points to 2. To the home team there, Peterborough, and they now lead by 31 points to 23. It's back to 8 points. It's back to hard work now for Poole. And while the heat winner, Ron Sullivan, that's a familiar pose for him, in front again for the 3rd time.
Yeah, there's Scott Nicholls on the inside. He doesn't make a clean start, but he goes for that inside again, that dark bit round the inside. That's where all the grip is, low down. But when he comes here onto the back straight, Ryan Sullivan's got a great run down the back straight, but again, Scott Nicholls just closes the door there, stops Ryan's run. Now, basically, this is where Scott Nicholls made a mistake, because Scott should have gone into that turn wider, but instead, he stayed mid-track. He stayed on that shiny bit there, right there, and that's allowed Ryan Sullivan all that grip just to road race that bike around the outside, and that was the end of his heat win, because Ryan Sullivan basically had all the answers in that one, and what a ride for him, and 3 points for Peterborough.
2 excluded. Already we've seen Ron Sullivan win for the first time for the outside in the last heat. I just wonder, well, can Jason Crump do it again? It's Lee Richardson on the inside. Richardson already excluded twice tonight. Lee Richardson looks across at tapes. Our Starling Marshall gets them up. They're all in line now. He can move away. Our referee, Chris Gay, will press the button. Away they go. Lee Richardson lifts. Crump goes round the outside. Crump picks up the speed. Crump picks up first place. And Crump's away, dusted. And if he stays like this, will extend his lead more and more. He's brilliant on this track, is the flying Aussie of the Grand Prix. And now, well, it's going to be a share of the points if it stays like the 2 men in second place, because Lee Richardson and Gary Havelock are there. The man at the back is Jan Andersen, who's not in the contest. This will be a share of the points because they don't have to race each other in second and third place. But what a start, what a ride, and what a speed shown by Jason Crump.
Yeah, Jason's got the speed. Where he rides, and Ryan Sullivan in Australia, a lot of the tracks are very much like this. Short straights, big circles, ride them flat out, and it's just up their street. And Jason showed us on that first turn just how to do that on a first turn. Rode right round, totally different line to everybody else, had all that speed to go up into that lead, and he's 50 metres in front.
Poole second and third, but Jason Crump for the second time in a row. The heat is going to be won from the outside gate. Jason Crump takes it ahead. It's Gary Havelock gets the drop on Lee Richardson, but the Ghost paid the same. The points are shared 3-all. It's now 34-26 in favour of the home club Peterborough. Another heat win for them, that belonging to that.
So he's been finding it hard in the Speedway Star to make the performance of the week, but he's finally done it, and maybe tonight you'll do it again.
Yeah, hopefully. We need it because Poole is still in there pushing us pretty hard, you know, and we need to push really hard right to the end.
You're flying, Jason. I mean, you're looking really good. I mean, both you and Ryan are showing the class by. Nobody's made it off 4, and you both just done it.
Yeah, well, you know what it's like when it's your own track, Sam. You got to try and show the boys that it can be done. But Ryan's going very, very well at the moment, and you know, I'm pretty happy with my form as well.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Well, we've got Taysar and Olsen in the next one. Any predictions in terms of how the way this meet's going to go?
Well, it's hard to know. It's very big blow for Poole, obviously losing Magnus. He's been, you know, putting in some good performances, but you know, you say Ryan and I haven't been beaten. You got to look at your programs that Sam hasn't been beaten either yet. You know, he's going just as good as Ryan and I.
Right, yeah. No, he's definitely going. He's making the good starts and making reasonable track.
Very, very good starts at the moment, and he's a wily old campaigner. He's pretty hard to get past.
What do you think now when Mark's coming into this race now? I mean, he's going to meet with Sam, and you know, Mark's struggling a little bit, but he's just changed bikes, so you know.
It'll be interesting, but Taysar's definitely a Peterborough track specialist, that's for sure.
I know that.
All right, we'll let you get back to the pits, and then we'll join our next team.
Thanks, Jason.
Let's go to our commentary team once again. Peter Collins and Tony Millard.
Well, the fact is, as you heard there, that the heat leaders for Peterborough won each and every time they've been out, and the heat leader in this one is Sam Taysar in the red helmet colours. He goes from the inside. Matty Furrion from Poole, who went so well last time out, the Slovenian goes from gate 2. It's just to go, the last of which is over 6 laps. Our starting marshal walks away, just away on the inside in red goes Sam Taysar. Loram is picking it up on the outside. Loram is picking up the speed, but Taysar's still going away from him. Loram closes it down the back straight. Loram's going wide. Will he dive on the inside now? Loram is making a move. Loram is chasing Sam Taysar. Poole have the man in third place, but look at Mark Loram going round the outside, going too wide, but look, bundling up against the bench in the back is Matt Furrion, but Mark Loram has made it out front. What a brilliant ride by Loram, but here comes Taysar again. We have a race on our hands, but Mark Loram is going to have to do it on his own because his teammate at the back is out of this, Matt Furrion, and now Mark Loram is showing his class. Mark Loram is showing his ability, and he is showing exactly why he is one of Britain's top riders.
Fantastic speedway race there from Mark. I mean, he really tried. That's what we know he's capable of. He tried that outside run, but Sam Taysar was flying tonight. He is flying, and the way Mark took him there was just unbelievable. And this is Mark Loram at his best.
Mark Loram at his best takes the checkered flag, but it's only a share of the points because Peterborough packed their men in second and third place. It's 37-29, an 8-point lead for the home team with 4 races to go, but Mark Loram showed us now why he is one of the most entertaining riders in the world, and when he comes through the back and uses his track craft, Mark Loram knows where he's going.
Yeah, well, Mark's on the outside on the start here. You can see him there on gate 4 next to the fence. Now, he does make a good start. That's probably the best start that he's made all night. He goes by Matty Furrion. Now, he tries that run around the outside, but just look at Sam Taysar. Sam does very, very well to hold that line right round the inside, right on that grip, and when Sam comes out of that corner, he's still leading and still on the grip. But now Mark tries a big blast around the outside here. It really is going well, Mark. Now he chops back up the inside. He's looking for the grip on the inside. There's not enough there because Sam Taysar edges away. Now Mark's going to try the outside. He's lined him up. He uses some dirt there just under the edge of the fence to catapult himself alongside Sam Taysar. This is the same move again. Now he comes straight up the inside, and when he enters the bottom turn there, he rides a nice inside line, pulls out slightly to the middle now, stops Sam Taysar doing the cutback, and now he's got this race sewn up. He's done all the work, and he worked so hard for those 3 points, and that's Mark Loram. That's how he does it. Fantastic.
Well, from there on, he took the checkered flag, and now he's greeted by our Susie in the pits.
Mark, just what you needed.
Yeah, that's it. Getting a bit frustrated with myself, you know. I don't like running last. That was dreadful, you know. Just I was riding like terrible, so went out in that one with a bit more determination, small back sprocket, and give it a go.
Were you on your other bike? I presume you were on your other bike then?
Yeah, I've tried both of them. I've gone back to the one I started on now and just geared it up. There's just too much power there, but if I can get away with it like that again, I'll be all right, but I'm not convinced.
Quite frustrating that Matty wasn't behind you. That's a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame, yeah. I mean, we're hanging in there, but it's difficult, you know. We can't let too many points slip now.
Mark, what is it you do? The last time you came here, have you got charts up on your garage at home with all the settings that you had? I mean, how have you arranged your gearing ratio and so on tonight?
Yeah, you always, you know, write it down and keep a log of what you're doing, but the bike I rode here last time doesn't seem to be working, so it's all out the window.
Everything's always out the window on our show, isn't it? I don't know why that happens. It's been a very entertaining night tonight, though, hasn't it, Mark?
Yeah, it's a difficult track. It's very narrow and quite dark, you know, and it's not the safest of places, but, you know, it's not bad if you can get going like that time. You don't get filled in, you know.
Glad to see you've got going. And
Gate 2, it's Ollie Allen. Gate 3, it's David Howe from Peterborough. On the outside is Gary Havelock. The last 3 heats have all been won for the outside. Can Gary Havelock do it? Well, we'll have to wait and see. PC, it's going. That is Gary Havelock. Starting Marshall walks away. Havelock will have to make it, and does from the outside, but look who's going through on the inside. Ryan Sullivan, but Havelock picks it up. The chase is on for Gary Havelock down the outside. He now cuts through the inside. The world champion of 92 is bringing back memories of 7 years ago. A brilliant ride that by Gary Havelock to earn first place for his team. Back in third place is his teammate Ollie Allen. Well, they're getting back in this with a vengeance, but what a ride by Havy.
Tony, that was a real special corner there from Gary Havelock. If he can hang on to this race, it'll be brilliant, but Gary rode on the inside there and got so much grip on that bottom turn. We can see there he's riding the inside line. He did say earlier on tonight that he would move back to the inside once it was too far to go wide, and he's back there. He's done exactly what he said he's doing, and it's working great for him.
Well, he is too, but the battle at the back's going to be important for the points, because that man in yellow and black, Ollie Allen there, we thought might be outclassed here, but he's certainly holding third place, and this will close the gap now down to just 6 points if it stays like this. The checkered flag goes to Gary Havelock. Ryan Sullivan's first defeat of the night in red. Third place in yellow and black goes to Ollie Allen. A marvellous ride by Gary Havelock. 4 points to 2 it is to Poole. It's now 39-33, 6 points in it. 3 heats to go, and Gate 4 has produced a 4th successive heat victory. The track has changed, the riding style has changed, and Poole are back in it.
Yeah, this was a critical race, that's for sure. Gary Havelock on the outside there, makes a great start from the outside. But Ollie Allen there, Ollie missed it, but he chops down to the inside. But just look at Gary Havelock now. Gary's way wide. He runs right round the outside there. Now in front, Ryan Sullivan thinks he's got this race won, but just look at Gary now. Gary dives right to the inside. Now instead of trying to take Ryan Sullivan's line, he rides his own line. Now he's riding exactly where the tractors pulled all the dirt back down on that last track grade. That's where all the grip was. Now that's Gary's experience. He knows that the grip's right there where the tractors left it, and most riders wouldn't have noticed that, but Gary did, and it's a fantastic ride by him. There you can see he's right down on that dirt, and it's too far for Ryan Sullivan out there. 4-2 for Poole, and they're back in the match.
Well, a tremendous ride by Gary Havelock. He may be hungry for points. He certainly is tonight.
Yeah, no question about it. It's so good to see this team. They inspire each other, I think, and brilliant performance there, Gary.
Yeah, cheers. Instead we need a couple of races to get up to speed here. We've done a lot of alterations to the bikes. We're like 4 teeth smaller on the back sprocket than what we had in the first race. Things working good now.
Tell us about this particular overtake when you got into the league here, but you both all look at it.
Yeah, I made Gate 4 quite slick and actually spun, but I managed to get to the corner in front of the guy on 3. I went right around the fence, and Ryan went around the inside, and I sort of came off the fence on the first corner and got my wheels in line earlier than him. Going into the bottom corner, I just went for the inside and got a real good drive on the line.
You were saying earlier that the inside is probably going to be a bit better as it goes on, and you took full advantage of it here. Did you feel that you had to move out of the dirt? I mean, I noticed you kind of were thinking about it, come back in turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, on the first corner, I thought, because a couple of races earlier, Jason rode around the outside of me, so I thought, if I go really wide, I might be able to go all the way around him. But that wasn't the case. I turned back, got my wheels in line early.
How do you feel it's going to go now? I mean, the last 4 wins have been off gate 4. I know you didn't make the start, neither did Mark, but you guys took full advantage of getting your wheels in line and taking advantage of it. What's going to happen now at the camp? What are you going to tell the boys when you get back there?
We just got to go for it now. Every point we can, every point's vital, and see what we can do.
I mean, you know, right now you guys are in a really good position to get the bonus point for sure if you keep going the way you're going. But are you going for the win now, Gary?
Well, we're just going to go as hard as we can to the end, and if it's good enough, it's good enough.
Mark and Scott both. I mean, Scott was really unlucky the last one, not looking over short. I probably thought it was Mark, but they're in the team ride here together now. Hopefully they can work that out. Did you think that's what happened?
I didn't see that race because we were working on the bike, changing gears and things like that. So.
Well, good luck, man. Keep it going, Mark.
Well, it's no question about it. Gary Havelock has thrown down the gauntlet.
Ram on the inside for Poole. Jason Crump from Peterborough goes from gate 2. A battle royal there. Scott Nichols goes from gate 3. Sam Taysar for Peterborough goes from the outside. Wins galore between them. Crump has won 3 out of 3 sided. Poole then set for the bonus point. And on the inside there in white, keeping it down well, that is Mark Loram. Mark Loram's in front. His teammate and partner is back in 3rd place. But look at Crump comes through on the inside. The Peterborough fans cheer. The battle royal between these two. There's 3.5 laps to go, and look at what we've got in front of us. 2 of the world's top riders. Jason Crump leads Mark Loram. Back in 3rd place is Scott Nichols. It'll be a share of the points if it stays like this, but the pursuit is on. The hares are after the fox. The fox being Crump, the hare is Loram. Away they go with half the race gone. What a race between 2 great riders, PC.
It's an unbelievable race, fantastic, and it's unbelievable to think that the whole of the league could be decided on this one race. Look, Mark Loram's really trying. He knows it's so critical to get alongside and get by Jason Crump.
He's got work to do with some 300 metres to go. Mark Loram is losing ground here. At the back it's important because Scott Nichols is in 3rd place, but Jason Crump is going to win this. This is going to be 4 in a row for Jason Crump. Loram in 2nd place in white. 3rd in yellow and black is Scott Nichols. The points are shared. It's 42-36. It's not all over yet, but still Poole have something of a mountain to climb. What a battle. Heat 13 there, won by Jason Crump. The congratulations again. 4 heat victories in a row for the Peterborough sensation. Well, Crumpy has done it again, PC.
Yeah, Mark Loram made the best start of the night here. There he is on the inside now. When he goes towards the first corner as the tapes lift, he gets a great start there in the middle, in the red. Jason Crump misses it, but just look at Mark there. He gets his back wheel right on that grip and runs very, very fast, but he pays for it later because he's left his turn later, and that's allowed Jason Crump to straighten the bike up. Jason turned much earlier on the outside, and he zoomed past Mark, but we know Mark never gives up. He tries and tries and tries. Now at least we got a draw and heat out of this one, so the match is still wide open, and fantastic speedway we've seen tonight. And I'm sure one of these clubs is going to be league champions at the night. It's going to be either Peterborough or Poole.
Well, there's plenty more to go, and Poole now a short.
Going to come up against Mark again in the last heat, and I think he's pretty determined to put one over me after that first corner then.
Well, he certainly did give you a run for your money.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Mark's, you know, he's an exceptional rider, and it's always good fun to race with Mark because you know he's going to leave you room either side. He's never going to put you in the fence, and it's great fun to race against him.
Visually, that was a tremendous heat to watch. It's really good when you get heats like that, especially here when it's such a fast track and you're so good. It's great to see Mark racing so well.
Yeah, it's like I said, Mark and I have probably been racing against each other for 7 or 8 years. I know it's hard to believe we don't look that old, but we have been, and we've had some terrific races, not only on speedway but on long track and grass track. He hangs out with me in Australia when he comes over, and we always have a great time, and a lot of respect for each other.
Well, finally, we managed to have a chat. We've not hardly spoken at all tonight. You have to win.
On his form last time out alongside his partner Lee Richardson, they're up against Nigel Sadler and Jesper Olsen. And on recent form, can it be a 5-1 they need, Peter, to get him back in this?
Tony, this match is unbelievable. It's certainly
to come, but look at this one here. This is important. Away they go. Can he get it down? That's Lee Richardson gets it down on the grass. The man in blue, Jesper Olsen. I just wonder how many wheels went on the grass there, because it looked to me as if his back wheel went on the grass as well.
Yeah, I think Jesper Olsen's going to be excluded from this one because his back wheel went right over the grass, right in full view of the referee.
Well, I wonder what the referee thinks of that, because for my money, Jesper Olsen went all on the grass, and this could turn the whole meeting on its head, because Jesper Olsen is way out in front, and he's going to do this. He's pursued at the moment by Lee Richardson in second, Gary Havelock in third. I just wonder what the referee will say about that, because he'll have to look at the replay, I'm sure. But Jesper Olsen, who won his first race of the night, could win this one, and this could virtually decide the meeting. Could it decide the league? Lee Richardson and Gary Havelock are in pursuit. Havelock now is there. Havelock is going through on the inside. Can Havelock do it? This could have a great impetus, but look at this round the top bend. Havelock is coming. He's being held off. Havelock can't quite catch him. The chairs go up. The man in blue, Jesper Olsen, has won that ahead of Havelock in third place in white. But I just wonder about the very first bend, because this was absolutely crucial as we watch it for the tapes, Peter.
Yeah, if the referee doesn't exclude the rider in blue here, I would say that he would say that he was impeded. He was impeded by the rider in white, Lee Richardson. The ref could say he was pushed onto that grass by him, but I would have said that he would be excluded because his back wheel did go over the line. It's a very difficult one. I've not filled my programme in right now because I'm totally unsure about this one.
Well, our referee, Chris Gay, has to make a decision. Certainly it cannot be allowed if the man in blue went on the grass. He has to look as to what happened, and really it's quite important. We can see it once again here, and quite clearly Jesper Olsen had his back wheel inside that white line and will probably have to be excluded. We'll await the referee's decision, but that will make it a 5-1 if he awards it that way, and the whole league can be decided by that, because that is absolutely crucial. He is allowed to take the front wheel inside, the back wheel is not allowed to go. And I just wonder what Sam Ermolenko, the 1992 world champion from gate 2, Jason Crump, surely a world champion to come from gate 3, Mark Loram, the man of the moment. Before this meeting, he'd been unbeaten by an opponent in his last 3 league meetings. What a lineup! 4 of the world's top riders. Tuotti, a test of skill and a test of speed as the starting marshal goes away, and on the inside in blue, Ron Sullivan picks it up. Jason Crump goes to the outside, the red light is on. The referee has stopped it for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but the referee has stopped the race for an unsatisfactory start in front for some reason, and we'll have to find from our referee, Chris Gay, exactly why that has stopped. But the machines, Peter, can run out of fuel when we have these.
Well, 6 laps is a long way around, but I think Peterborough riders possibly were moving on the start. That's just a guess at the moment, but we're all waiting for some decision, for some explanation from the referee.
Well, the explanation for the referee is Jason Crump should have kept still at the start. He's been given a warning. You can see it there. Jason Crump in red did not keep still. The referee, well, I suppose he could have excluded him, but with the league title resting upon this, all sorts of things have to happen. Jason Crump warned by the referee that he must keep still at the start, and we saw it there. I'm sure we can see it again. Here we go. Once again, as the starting march moves away. This time is no problem, but this time there certainly is a problem for Poole, because the man out front in blue there is Ron Sullivan. Jason Crump is picking it up, but look at this. Crump goes through on the inside. He's pushing Havelock wide. Sullivan's out front. The Peterborough cheers, but look at this. Sullivan, oh, Crump has made a mistake. Havelock's come through. The pursuit is on from Mark Loram. The Crump is going again, but this man out front at the moment in blue, there is Ron Sullivan. If it stays like this, the meeting will be won by Peterborough, but Poole still have work to do as Havelock goes down there with now 2 laps gone. We're on lap 3. Havelock's pursuit is out. Peter, this is a race.
Yeah, Gary Havelock's still getting lots of grip down there on that inside. He's going very well. Gary's still got a chance of winning this race. He's trying his best to get by Ryan Sullivan, but Jason Crump's also trying everything he knows to go round the outside now of Gary.
Crump is doing it now. I wonder if Havelock's getting weak, because there goes Crump. The Peterborough cheers greet this. They now have the 2 riders in front, but Havelock goes under him as if he's standing still. Crump comes back. Havelock goes again. He's all over him. Havelock has another go, but now Crump in second place. Havelock and Loram have the chasing to do. A lap and a half to go. This is going to go the way of Peterborough, because out front at the moment is Ron Sullivan. Australians 1 and 2 onto the last lap. The chase has gone for Poole. They're going to get the bonus point. Their third man is pulling up at the back in yellow. Problems for Mark Loram, has run out of fuel. He did in the Grand Prix. God knows what happened there. But now in blue here, Sullivan wins it. And that's a 5-1. It's blue, a red, a white. It's 5-1. to the home team. They win 48-42. Mark Loram seems to have run out of fuel. The Peterborough fans are absolutely delighted. And, well, for Poole, they battled all the way. The fireworks in the stadium now show what the Peterborough fans think, and the league title could be here. But on the night, it's 2 points to Peterborough, and 1, the bonus point for the aggregate, goes to Poole. And those two Australians will do the wheelie down the back straight, and the fans behind them are celebrating with a vengeance. Peter, what a night.
Well, Tony, we've seen another fantastic Speedway meeting. Brilliant. 2 teams in the league, both capable, both in a position to win the league, but I think now it's still wide open between these two. Nothing's settled, everything to race for through the rest of the year, and fantastic Speedway. What a comeback by Poole, but again, Peterborough, home track advantage. Jason Crump, Ryan Sullivan, brilliant on the home track here. Fantastic Speedway.
The fans here at the East of England Showground absolutely delighted. The victory on the last heat by 5 points to 1 give Peterborough victory 48-42. The heat result showed a maximum 5-1 with the 2 Australians.
A good meeting like this, and a bit of excitement in the last race, but I feel, you know, we've been a little bit lucky in some decisions and things that have happened, and you know, we're not very happy about it, but we've come out with a win and we're happy.
Jason, tell us about that last heat. Probably one of the best heats we've seen all season.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to be involved in it. Ryan and Javi made great starts off the inside, and I thought I was going to be okay to go straight ahead for the dirt the way I had my bike set up, but unfortunately it didn't really kick me around the corner like I wanted it to from about there onwards. And Gary was able to move over. I got the run and I completely messed the next corner up. I lifted, Ryan. I just got so much drive, it just picked up. And I thought I was going to continue on. Picked up probably about there, here. No, here we go. Yeah, there. I was in a bit of trouble there for a split second, and Javi got past me again. And full credit to him, he rode a great race, very, very fair and very clean, and great for the spectators and everybody here.
Well, it must have been all worth it, because let's take a look at the Elite League as it stands at the moment. There you see it.
Poole are a tremendous team. They've got strength all the way from 1 to 7, which is very important. I think their title chances could have been dealt a bad blow with losing Zetterstrom tonight. If his injuries are as bad as what they appear they could be, I think he's obviously going to be out for the rest of the season. That's going to hurt them big time.
Well, it's been a night worthy of